Viprin has been busy building suspense this week after he tweeted out a series of tweets about 2.2 and RobTop's progress on the update and what he's been working on. It all started last week when Viprin tweeted that the 2.2 preview, which we still haven't got despite even a year and a half of waiting, was coming in the near future, quote unquote soon, although he was quick to emphasise that the definition of soon is arbitrary. He then elaborated in another tweet where he explained that RobTop is working to get the preview finished and out as fast as possible. He then carried on tweets in this thread, explaining that he understood how hard it was becoming to stay positive over the update given the latency between previews and update releases in the past, but he also referred to the upcoming level to be previewed provisionally as Explorers, as many were expecting it to be called. He then went on to add arguably his most interesting tweet, where he explained as to why the update has been taking so long in the first place. He claimed that it has been delayed due to the implementation of Challenge Mode, a new multiplayer system that is new ground for RobTop to cover, with its own learning curves in such game design to overcome. Viprin didn't say directly anything more about the challenge mode, but he did suggest that it would be some sort of way you could race with friends to beat a level. In the replies of this tweet, he also claimed it would involve challenging a friend on a random level with predetermined difficulty, and whoever beats it first wins. With this information, it's interesting to think that this new game mode was being kept under the wraps for so long. Though 2.2 has been unacceptably slow with simply not enough contact and clarity from RobTop himself, this mode, along with the new vehicle, time warp feature, random trigger and camera controls as a mere sample of the wealth of new features the update is set to have, could make 2.2 the biggest update ever for the game. If the deliverables are well received, all could be forgotten from this excessive waiting time, and the community could perhaps rekindle for a time once again. Regardless of what happens, it just seems like we could well have the Explorers preview on the way sometime in the next couple of months, and perhaps RobTop will be able to reduce the lead time between update previews and the implementation in the run-up to this long anticipated release. Cyclic, one of the most famous and indeed the most infamous names in the game's history, has seemingly quit GD again after 2 years of sustained activity. Cyclic was a world-famous player in the community when he shot up into the public conscience in 1.9 by becoming the first, supposedly, to complete Cataclysm. He managed to find a unique place as the bridge between the English and Korean communities, and quickly amassed in excess of 30,000 subscribers in the early half of 2015. His career of that era peaked with Sonic Waivve before he unexpectedly quit the game in early 2.0. However, as he did more than once, he returned to the game under a new alias and played in privacy for a little while, towards the end of 2015 under the name Mashiron Aoru. After announcing himself back to the community and regaining about 12,000 subscribers, he spent the first quarter of 2016 making moves in the community, beating the new version of Cataclysm, verifying a bizarre phantasm and releasing the Hell Zone. It was in early March, however, that he confessed to verify hacking the Hell Zone and speed hacking Sonic Waivve, before he revealed his entire band of achievements had been a lie to Riot, his greatest competition in 1.9. Cyclic then quit the community in full, deleting his old levels and scrambling his account name, and he allegedly played in complete privacy on another account for a while. Around this time 2 years ago, however, he returned with a new channel and committed to streaming everything. He then took a much more relaxed seat in the community and began beating and streaming a wide range of levels, but he was still very loosely involved in the goings-on of the English community thanks to Riot. He managed to retain 20,000 subscribers after everything, and was close on Bloodbath, as well as making good progress on things like Allegiance and Sonic Waivve. Last week, however, he privated all of his YouTube videos, playlists and subscribed channels, and has all but disappeared from the community again. While we've seen him do this before, we've recently been seeing a lot of his friends from that era of Korean dominance, Woogie, Motu, Funny Game and Cosine, to name a few, quitting due to the relentless demands of the Korean education system. Perhaps now, the time has finally come for the great legend of the community to say goodbye. And with GD currently being so unappealing to its veteran players and currently managing to attract none of its old influencers back, this could further fulfill that prophecy. This is another big blow for the community that went quietly under the wraps last week, and it's incredibly sad to see given how much of a huge name, inspiration and influence he was in the good old days. Breakout Redux, a mega collab by Mindcap and others, has been verified by Waivve after he won a race with Merq to release the level. Breakout Redux was a level planned by Tactic as a second in his series of Redux levels, which began with Stalemate Redux, a level that was incredibly popular and topical when it was verified almost a year ago. Tactic's Redux levels took famous demons from previous updates and upgraded the decoration, upscaled the difficulty, and used a different part of the song to the original level. Earlier on this year, Tactic shifted his attention to Serve and Joshua's former top 10 speed demon. However, as was the case with Stalemate Redux, extra creating help was called in, not least because Tactic has now left GD and YouTube as he's on military service in his country. In his place, multi-mega collab host Mindcap picked up the level and enlisted a team to help him finish it. Over the last 5 months, we've had multiple previews and it's been a pretty hyped level in the background. And we've now finally got the level, after Mindcap allowed 2 of GD's quite unknown demon grinders to race it. It was Waivve, who is now fully back and loving life in GD, who managed to beat it, and he claims the level was around Zafkill difficulty, maybe even above. It's a big achievement for him as he now turns his attention to Quicksand. We just have to hope it can be rated given Robtob's lack of attention to smaller levels recently, but with Mindcap, Tactic and some other big names behind the project, we do have a case to be hopeful. Breakout Redux is out now and you should go and play it. An interesting Korean mega collab has been doing the rounds through the community recently for its contested difficulty and interesting setup. Visible Ray is an extra long extreme demon by over 20 people, including Mulpan, Vicesmith and 1234, and it combines a large range of styles and gameplay types, not to mention its varying eras of decoration alternating between 2.0 and more contemporary designs. This appears to be because the level has been in waiting for 2 years, according to its verifier Seturan, who poured just under 40,000 attempts into the project. The level combines some very interesting design choices, with some parts being much more art oriented, as well as less decorated, more sparse parts. The difficulty has been a topic for debate too, with some likening it to Plasma Pulse Finale levels of difficulty. Well, there may be a case for this, as Seturan has completed the entire Plasma Pulse series, and it seems as if this caused him a lot more trouble than that level, so maybe this is a new top 5 or even top 3 demon. It's not that well known at the moment due to the lack of connection between the English and Korean communities anymore, but with a few big name creators in the team like Mulpan, maybe this can be rated, and then who knows where it will place. Visible Ray is out now and you should go and give it a try. Knobbelboy has announced that he's dropping Photovoltaic II on account of finding its gameplay and its theme very unenjoyable. Photovoltaic II was picked up by Knob not too long after Bloodlust and went into the job jar after Singularity but before God Eater. Now, however, he claims God Eater will be his primary focus, as he's not willing to continue with Mazel's Mega Collab sequel to his 2.0 top 10 Insane Demon. He ran a poll on his channel which got around 10,000 votes, asking whether his fans thought it was the right thing to do, and they all voted overwhelmingly for him to drop it for God Eater, as you may expect. He's now given the level back to Mazel, who has selected a new choice of verifier, but we'll have to wait to learn who this is until he accepts or denies the offer. It's a shame really, some progress was being made and the future looked fairly bright off the back of Singularity, but if the new verifier is who I think it is, we shouldn't have to wait too long given his range of achievements, above the expected difficulty of Photovoltaic II. On the other side of the coin, we can now look forward to faster God Eater progress, and this will be something that can really help boost morale in the community and build hype. So a bit of a disappointing announcement, but we have 2 great levels to look forward to in the near future now. Zimnoa and his APTeam have taken the first step in their venture to reawaken the old dead collab Riot organised, Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone was meant to be an intended official sequel to Sonic Waivve by Riot, Sonics and Cyclic, 3 of the most relevant players to the level's history. This was set to be verified by Combined, and momentum started to gather pretty quickly in December time before an unexpected delay caused progress to be hidden away. Despite Combi making great runs on the layout, Riot surfaced about 5 months on and cancelled the level, to the dismay of many. Well, Zimnor and his creating team, the APTeam, managed to win themselves the right to redesign Sonic Wave Infinity, and Zimnar decided to ask if they could do the same thing with Cosmic Cyclone, and Riot said yes, out of nowhere. The team haven't made any decoration progress, but they have set out redesigning the layout and making some significant difficulty upgrades, which is still subject to change. As I said previously, there have been no decorative upgrades to the layout, but at least the project is off the ground and in development again. Metalface and many others collab that has been on the cards for months, Gangplank Hell, has been all but finished and may now be ready for verification. Gangplank Hell is a mega collab between quite a few popular players and was something Scullo vowed to stick around for when he originally planned to quit GD. It's an interesting level with a very interesting song choice, but I'm sure there's far more meaning and significance to it that I'm unaware of, so hopefully Metalface can elaborate a bit in the comments like he sometimes does as to its background and the future situation, because to be honest I really don't know much about this level, but it still looks like a cool level, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens with it. Catharsis has a new verifier in the form of Mr. Dash, who is making thundering progress through the level after Krazen did his latest cold turkey GD exodus. Catharsis is a brilliant level that was originally heavily inspired by Woodkid, but that has evolved into its own great mega collab. Boldstep was originally meant to verify it along with Woodkid, but this was the first to go when he tired of the game. It was offered to Crazon with different versions of fluctuating difficulty before he unexpectedly dropped everything a few weeks back. Now, Mr. Dash has picked up the level with Voltrix's blessing and he's flying through it, with a new best of 72% already. As with the previous verifiers, there will be some adjustments made to compensate for lag and difficulty, but given the recent sheer velocity of progress, we shouldn't have to wait long, and we may finally see this level realised after the best part of, if not already, a year in waiting. Nothing has really been happening on the list this week. Spatial Rend is still above Plasma Pulse Finale, but who knows how this may change if the likes of Visible Ray are rated. We've had a few new entries in the bottom 50, the likes of Es Dilanos and Frizantino Vibes, both interesting levels placed partway down the list. As for the stats viewer, Sunix is still first, but with his inactivity, his score is creeping down, and there are just a few levels worth of points separating him from Diamond Splash in second. Sunix was banned from the list a few months ago, and Diamond Splash went to first, but this will be the first time since Sunix overtook Wuxi that someone has had more points than him. Waivve remains the 5th player, not too far off Wuxi, and Technical, the other skilled active player in the game at the moment, is right behind him in 6th.